As UK City of Culture, a new initiative, The Adventures of Bradford, is empowering the city's children by helping them find their voices and become authors of their own stories.
Now we're joined by Kate Markland. Hi Kate, are you there?
Hello there. Thank you ever so much for inviting me.
No, thanks for coming on. We can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah. So this is a new initiative, and this is about children telling stories, is it? Yeah. Tell us how it works.
So the children become the authors of their own narrative, of their own story. We go into the classrooms and we give them permission to just create up their own fiction, their own fantasy, and express their imagination with absolute freedom. No worry about full stops, grammar, punctuation, that all comes later. It's just about them feeling completely liberated to create their own narratives. When they do it, they go into pairs, so they don't even have to face a blank sheet of paper. One of them will verbalise their story while their friend says, tell me more, and teases it out. And the friend has got the job of being a scribe, and the scribe is just taking notes, bullet points, and nothing's lost. You know, what colour is your dragon? What colour is your sea monster? What does it sound like? What does it look like? And they're just literally taking down bulleted notes rather than worrying about falling sentences or photographs. That all comes later. It's just learning as absolute freedom of expression while that friend captures it and uses curiosity to draw out forms.
So I suppose it's a little like what, with older people would be brainstorming and drafting and just styling it out. Yeah.
Yes. Get it all out and then you can organise it later.
It's just encouraging them to be a bit creative by the sounds of it.
It's absolutely coming alive, and that the boys in particular are getting really behind it, really enthusiastic, and they're really celebrating each other's stories, the confidence that they're getting, standing up in front of the class, but just by morning break, so within an hour or so, 90 minutes of being there, they're wanting to put their hand up and tell the whole class about their own hero adventure and, whatever it is they're off to defeat or the quest they're going on. So the classrooms are really coming to life. And then they're also really helping each other up level it. So after the morning break, they share their stories with a wider group rather than just their buddy. And they're all trying to help each other raise their game. So instead of it just perhaps being an old man, it becomes a wise old professor or something. And so they're all trying to up level it, and then in the afternoon comes the point of, right, now you've got your story out, let's write it and draw it and illustrate it and make it so that somebody else can read it. And just getting really behind the concept that they are writing a story for their friends, for their contemporaries, and the spelling, the grammar is coming without needing to sort of push it or run it home because their narrative is so purposeful to them.
Well, we all know that children can really talk once they start, and they're very, very fluent.
Yes. Oh, and some of the stories are just brilliantly unhinged. Absolutely brilliant. And the problems that they're creating and the problems they're solving. I mean, one of the teachers most recently created the terrifying UFO attack that had stolen all the animals. What the hell are we going to stop these aliens? Don't worry, the kids find the solution and they do. They come up with the most incredible solutions to how to overcome challenges and problems. Just allow them the space and opportunity to do it.
Brilliant. Now then, you are planning to publish the students' work in a citywide book. Is that right?
That's the plan. So in the classrooms in the schools, the children are forming their own school book of their stories. But what would be absolutely wonderful is there's enough support and enough interest in the city is that there can be at the end of the year the Adventures of Bradford book, where it's a highlight of the stories from across the city, and it would be a real celebration of children's voices and an opportunity, I think, for the city to show the nation the power of the child's voice as well.
And tell us about Story Quest. When did this start for you? Because you sound very passionate. You've obviously been doing this a while and know what you're talking about. So, yeah, tell us about that.
Well, that was a bit that only dawned on me fairly recently. So I was making up stories with my son. My son's year 6, he's 11 now, but when he was 10, I just did enjoy like storytelling. Should we just make up some stories where you're the hero? Yeah, got right behind it. And so I did exactly this process. He just started telling me what he wanted to defeat a sea monster and so on. And I said, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. And so I was just doing exactly what the kids are doing in the classroom, scribbling notes, and I typed it up. I was completely able to read and write. But I just typed it up during the week, and then Grandad made some images on AI because he was it, and then read it back to Google. He did edits, and so we went on it with a really private little project. But I needed to reclaim the desktop because it becomes consumed by this. And so I put it all in a Word document, and he just thought it was a book. Mum, it's published. It's published. It's a real book. I'm like, yeah. I get 2 published, one for you and one for Granny and Grandad. He was absolutely adamant that we needed to make it into a real book, so we self-published it.
He must be, well, you as well, but he must be so proud of himself, and it's really encouraging him and his creativity. So it will really help him not only be creative and tell the story, but also, you know, really improve his writing, his English, absolutely everything. It's just benefits and win-win all round, isn't it?
The second book has just been finished. We'll be publishing it soon. And you're absolutely right. The fact that he's done it, I think, is inspiring so many of the children because they're realising, hang on a minute, he's just like us. He's 10, 11, he can do it, we can do it. And what was really nice is we got it out in time for Cheltenham Literature Festival in October, and I had the absolute privilege of meeting Helen Fielding, who's from Wakefield, and Bridget Jones also. And she really was passionate about the importance of horizontal writing, so generations writing for one another horizontally rather than adults so often writing for children being able to write for each other. So I think it's really, it's given him a lot of confidence, but it's also inspiring and exciting the children that we're helping as well.
And how can people find out more about this? I can see that you've got a website. Yeah.
Yes, you go to The Adventures of Bradford. The website's theadventuresofgabriel.com and then /Bradford.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Kate. We've loved hearing all about it, and I'm sure we'll be speaking to you again when the next set of stories are out and you're ready to publish again.
Yep, and you can see this going from strength to strength, so you do keep us posted.
I will do.
Thank you so much, Kate.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, didn't that sound great?
It does, yeah.
It does. It sounds really great. And just if you've just managed to tune in, you're listening to BCB Radio with myself, Danielle Broadbent.
And me, June Russell.
And we are live at the BCB Radio Box in Centenary Square this afternoon, where the sun is shining